presentation of Christopher Thoughts. Brought to you by Father James Keller with the assistance of Bing Crosby, Bob Hope, Ben Hogan, Ralph Kiner, and Phil Harris. Ben Hogan, one of the greatest of modern-day golfers, was at the peak of success when, driving along a fog-blanketed highway, his car crashed headlong into an oncoming bus. Everybody said that Ben Hogan, broken in body and in the shadow of death, would never play golf again. That is, everybody but Ben himself. With faith in God and in himself, Ben worked incredibly hard to come back, and come back he did. Today, he is again one of America's great golfers. Congratulations, Ben Hogan, and may your faith be an inspiration to all who face great handicaps. And now, speaking of golfers...
Say, Dad. Say, I got a game for us. Fella just got off a bus with wooden shafts and a couple of gutties.
Is he healthy?
I think he's ready, this man.
Oh, Podo. I'll bring him on.
Aaron
Wait a
Slick,
minute.
I got this.
Can't go for a minute yet.
Why
I got a phone call from Father Keller, you know.
Father Keller, he doesn't play golf.
No, he's making some films up
Is he
in
wearing
Los
knickers?
Angeles.
Is he wearing knickers with that collar right now?
He's
Huh?
coming down here to see Ben Hogan, and he wants you and I to kind of stand around and help him a little. We'll play
Ben's
later.
game that bad?
No, Ben's
He's
going to
got
help
to
him
have-
with some other things.
Oh, really?
So he'll be here shortly, and
And-
don't rush off till the... Father, how are you?
Hey,
Father,
Father,
isn't
this?
Cameron's over here, Father.
Nice to
Nice
see
shot
you.
of your back.
That's a beautiful... Your best side, huh? Isn't that great?
What's on your mind, Father?
Well, just one thing.
What?
Ben Hogan.
I'll go get him. Shall I get
Where he
him?
is?
I think I'll find out where he is.
Okay.
Benjamin!
Yes, it's a great story. I'd like to get
And
it.
you're going to use
Come
it
back.
as part
Yeah,
of the Christopher...
Yeah.
the philosophy of the Christophers, huh?
That's right. It ties in. He made such a great comeback against great adversity.
You made an excellent choice, Father. You've got
Well.
to get some material out of it. We're going to play golf, Bob and I, but we'll come back later and see how you're doing with Ben.
Would you? All right.
Ask him how to cure a duck and hook, will you? I got one of those coat hangers. It comes off. Yeah, well, I can cut him out.
Hey,
Whoop.
Ben!
Whoop, what's that?
All things are rough in Indianapolis, yes, sir.
Why, you're
Say,
Soy Rutman.
Say, I found out... I made it.
What? Where's Ben?
Replace those pedestrians. Say, I found Ben is on the 15th green now, going over to the 16th and 17th. I understand. You want
Catch him
to
over there.
just get on here.
Okay,
Come in.
you mean
ride in this?
Ride in here with
Get in
me. I'll
here. Go
drive.
ahead.
Why?
Did you have any faith, Father?
Yeah, but I have. What about hope?
You have hope here. Certainly, we haven't got any charity. Get in over here. Yeah, get in here.
I'm so frightened of this thing, isn't
Put it
he?
down there, Tallow.
You ready?
Oh, man.
Here we go.
Fasten your safety belt.
Now, Father, here's your man.
Hi, Stroker.
Oh, Father
This is
Keller.
Father Keller.
Nice to see you.
That's a pro at the
Hi.
Christopher's Country Club.
Say, we got to go. We got a golf game. We got a hot one in from Anaheim. We're going to make some money, Yeah, we got a 24 handicap player. He can't stand up.
You always do.
We'll get wealthy. Come on.
Okay.
Father, shall we sit down over here?
I wish
Good.
Thanks, Ben. Ben, I have a lot to learn from you, and I want to start from that, how you ever made that comeback. I think it's the most inspiring thing that, against you were nearly dead, and here you are right back at the top again.
Well, Father, that was pretty simple for me, as a matter of fact, because I just couldn't imagine not ever playing golf anymore, you know,
Yeah.
since I love it so. So I just work a little harder than I ordinarily do, and
No, but all the trouble you had to go through, I mean, you were such a disadvantage. I mean, it was, I just have admiration for anybody that can make a comeback like so many people give up. Oh, I'll never do it, and this and that and so forth.
well, it actually wasn't a disadvantage. Nobody goes through life without having something happen to them, so
Yeah.
you just have to take those things as you go along and go ahead with life. You can't
Well,
stop.
you did more than accept it. You rose above it, and I think that in the whole game of golf, I don't know too much about golf. See, I'm not an expert, but I know enough to know what I don't know. But the comparison to me, and that's what I'd like to get from you, is for me at least, is a great comparison to life. I mean, it's like 18 holes is a long life, 9 holes is a short life. But in each different move you make, every different hole is a different challenge. Does that make sense?
Well, as a matter of fact, every shot that you play on a golf course is a different problem and a different challenge.
Yeah.
Each and every one of them. There's no two alike.
No. I found that out.
That's right. And, of course, that's 18 holes, and as we play a 72 holes. We actually don't play 9 or 18. Of course, I'm speaking about competitive golf now.
Yeah.
And it's a problem. Every shot's a problem, and you plan your attack on a golf course, and you figure out just about the competition that you have to beat or the score that you have to shoot to win, and you plan your attack that way.
Well,
I don't know whether life is that way or not, but
I found it that way.
That's the way I look at my business.
Well, I look at mine really the same way, Ben. I mean, everything is just a little different adjustment. There's never anything the same, and it's a constant challenge, and the Lord expects you to meet it.
That's right.
He's giving you the equipment, use it.
And I might add, now that all the shots don't go as I have planned them, you know. I hit a lot of them in the rough and the trees and the bunkers and things like that, but you try to cut down the percentage of those bad ones.
Ben, some time ago, if I recall correctly, you said that golf is 40% in the hands or physically and about 60% in the mind. Do I get it correct?
Well, as a matter of fact, I believe it's about 30% golf swing and golf game and 70% between the ears.
Oh, very good.
I mean by that is so many fellows have a wonderful golf swing, even, as a matter of fact, much better than mine, but they haven't trained themselves in competition to think the thing out for 4 days. That's 72 holes, 18 holes each day. They've trained their muscles and their golf swing, but they haven't trained their mind to coordinate and to keep going for the 4 days, you know, and think these things out. Yes, it's management out on the course.
Well, if I catch it correctly, they have the ability. It's just bringing it out of them, huh?
They have plenty of ability. As a matter of fact, golf, a game that you would play here, for instance, and a game in a golf tournament, that's two different games entirely. You play a little different, you think a little different, and that's the thinking that some of the fellows do not have. Only because they haven't trained themselves in enough competition and worked hard enough, actually, between the ears to keep all their faculties together for 4 days.
I'm so glad you say that, because so many people play themselves down. They don't know they have the ability. When I speak to different audiences, especially young people, I look out at them and I can see the terrific power that they have. Power as writers or teachers, or the good that they could do in government and different things. They don't know how wonderful they are. As I make a comparison, just like that back in your old home state of Texas. I mean, the oil's there. They don't put it there. All they have to do is scratch the surface. And it's there.
Sure.
But that if they get a purpose, you had a purpose, or you've never made your comeback. If they have a purpose, and we try to elevate that purpose to love of God, love of country, I mean, nothing will stop them. Once they realize how much they count, what they can do. Ben, there's an awful lot I want to talk to you about on this game.
All right, Father.
I have a lot to learn.
I'll try to answer it. Say, by the way, there's Ralph Kiner, the home run king. Ralph?
Yeah, Ben?
Come over. I'd like to have you know Father Keller.
Father, how are you?
Ralph Kiner.
Ralph, delighted to know you.
You have a second to speak to him just a minute?
Certainly have, you bet.
Delighted.
Well, I see your friend over here.
Okay, sure.
Please sit down.
I've heard a lot about you, Father.
Well, I've heard more about you, Ralph. Ralph, I've watched you from afar, and the thing that impressed me very much about your work is that it was hard work.
Well, Father, I'll tell you, I figure all things being equal, that if you have the talent, just semi-talent, not extra talent, just average talent, and you go out and work a little harder than the other fellow, you're going to have to come up a little higher in the averages than he will. And I've spent quite a bit of time perfecting my swing and batting, especially on home runs, and I know that I'll go out, well, before a night game and probably hit maybe, 45 minutes, especially when I'm not hitting the ball too well, just to get my timing down and more or less work it out from there. And I think it brings results. In fact, I know it does, because all through my life, from the day I started to play baseball, I think I worked a little bit harder than the other fellow, but I loved it. It was really fun to do.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, that's the very principle we're trying to get people in this Christopher movement, to get them to work. You know, a lot of people like to let somebody else do it.
Well, I tell you, I think that you get your biggest thrill out of the fact that you have your accomplishments. When you do work hard and you see the results there, you really get a kick out of that.
Yeah, well, that's the way the Lord intended it. I mean, if you put it, he said you get out what you put in.
I
just
think
so you reap.
You might get out a little more than you put in. You know, it could fool you.
Oh, yes. Well, I certainly feel in this work, I get out so much more. But in the... most people have talent they don't even know they possess. And we try to remind them. We say that you can do things that you hardly believe you can do. And all we do is point out. But we say hard work is necessary. And I think the example of a person like you showing that you just put in time, like a pianist. A lot of people like to play the piano, but it takes good, long, hard work and preparation.
That long practice. I tried to do it in golf. I think I practice in golf more than anybody else, but so far it hasn't showed up in the results yet.
Well, it showed up in Ben Hogan.
Well, I think
keep going. Well, I appreciate the time that you have taken to give us a little thought here out in the golf links, and I'm sure it'll mean a great deal to people all over the country to hear this emphasis on hard work. Most of them are trying to tell others to take it easy, and we're trying to do a little hard. I really believe that if enough people, or even a few people, work very hard for peace, it might save millions dying for peace.
Certainly be worthwhile.
It certainly is, and I always feel that God will bless us if we work. He'll do his part. All we have to do is ours. Yeah. And as we get all along with our work, we're reaching millions all over the country. And the fascinating part to me is that people suddenly realize they can do something, no matter how small. We say, don't try to be anything more than you are. I can't hit home runs.
That's right, too.
But I can work. I can at least try to work as hard as you do for what I'm attempting.
Well, each person has to pick out their own individual aim
and
work towards it.
Yeah, well, that's all the Lord expects us to do our best. Sometime, if we could ever get together, I'd like to talk to you more about this.
I'd love to.
Go on, here's Ben.
Ralph, how are you hitting him?
Oh, Ben, you know, I can't hit it straight. If I could hit it straight, it'd be all right.
That's fine, yeah. I feel sorry for you. Listen, could you meet us up at the clubhouse later? Bing and Bob are going to be up and sing a couple of songs.
Gee, I'd like to, but I have to go in town to a baseball players golf tournament that we're going to have.
Well, that's too bad. We'd like to have you.
Gee, I'd hate to miss it.
Baseball players golf.
You think it's going to be a lot of people hurt?
Sorry, I couldn't get in on that.
Everybody's playing golf nowadays, Father.
Well, fine. Well, God love you.
Well,
thanks,
you,
Ralph.
Why
don't you stop off? Thank you,
Ben.
Hit him straight, Ralph.
Sure, nice.
Yes, a wonderful boy.
What I admire about the both of you, it's been hard work, and I can learn a lot from you on that and apply it to others, too.
Well, it isn't actual work when you love what you're doing, Father.
Well,
you thoroughly enjoy every shot that you make.
Well, there's a purpose behind it, then. What you're doing has an objective to it.
Oh, yes, surely.
Well, first of all, I've tried to work hard for this, not because it's... I think it's according to the very same principle that you laid down. I love it. And if you're in any position to pass on to others the little bit of the love of God that he gave you, why, it means a great deal. I really owe it to my mother and father, God rest them, for teaching me how to work. They made me work, and I thanked them. I didn't thank them then. Now, Ben, a little while ago, you were telling me, you pointed out that 70-30 differential. Would you do me the favor of applying that by hitting a few balls? I'd love to see you hit them.
Well, I'll try.
Would you do it?
Surely.
All right, thanks, Ben.
Sure. Got a ball, Bill?
You are.
Three. Boy, oh boy. How far is that?
Okay, Father?
How far is that, Ben?
Oh, about 220.
Just a short one, huh? One more, would you? Three. That's more than 220.
Well, that may be 230.
Well, you're slowing down a bit. Would you hit just if you'd follow through, if you just hit it through without the ball? I'd just like to see that coordination.
You don't want to hit the ball.
No, I'd just like to see the way you follow through with it.
All right. I'll do it slow for you, Father. That'll be all right?
It'll be wonderful. Oh, I can see that. Yeah. Yeah, it's a rule. You have to follow the rules all the way.
I can tell you, but it'll take about 2 weeks.
Well, it shows what hard work does. Practice makes perfect.
Well, that's true, but there's a lot of pleasure involved, too, you know.
Well, we can never be reminded of that too much, Ben. I find it in my work, and you've helped me to remind others that hard work pays off now and for all eternity.
Yes, that's true.
Well, Ben, I'm going to have a little visit with you later, and I'm so sorry now to have interfered with your game, but you've done. I've learned a great lesson.
You didn't interfere at all, as a matter of fact. Nice to have seen you. You brought the sun out.
Oh, yeah. Thanks very much. Well, I'm sorry I wasn't out when Ralph Kiner was here, too.
Yes, I'm sorry, too.
All right, Ben. Thanks so much.
I'll see you up at the clubhouse.
Fine. I'll be up there later.
Nice putt, Bill.
Sweet, thank you, Ben.
Beat me again.
Give the caddy $1.
Giving you 2 minute strokes, old boy.
Say, listen, I'd like to meet that Father Keller you were telling
Well,
me
he's
about.
going to meet me right here. Here he is.
Hello, Ben. See you again.
Father Keller, I want you to meet Phil Harris.
Oh, delighted to know you.
Father, after all these years, it's a pleasure. You've got a very good friend here in the Hogan. He's been talking about you all the way around.
Well, I've learned a lot from him. He's the old maestro.
I've learned a lot from you, Father.
Well, we've...
And from Phil Harris, also after that golf game, as a matter of fact.
I sunk one little putt, Father, and he's never going to get over it.
Oh, he asked for 2 minute strokes, Father.
Well, we're playing a little game. I'm learning something for our side from Ben, that we're trying to get people to show a little personal responsibility to government and education, all these vital fields, and it's a little hard. It's almost like golf, you know.
Well, Father, I have heard, like all of us have, of the marvelous work that you've been doing over the past 15 years, and I'd like to say again, it's a pleasure to meet a man that has spent as much time for America as you've been doing.
Really, Phil, in all honesty, I don't do much. I just get people like you to do the work.
Well, I want you to know, Father, you can call on me anytime, and that includes Alice, too.
Thank you very much, Phil. I wish, if you had the time, you could join us at the clubhouse afterwards.
I would love to be with Bob and Bing and Hogan and you, Father, but tomorrow's my big day. I have to go in tomorrow, and Alice and I do our little program, and I'm leaving in a few moments. But as I said before, the work you're doing, we're all for, and you can count on us anytime.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to meet you, Phil.
Thank you, Father.
God bless you.
Thank you.
We'll see you later,
See you later,
Father.
then.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Ben, I've learned a lot from you today, and I think I'm going to learn a little more from Bing and Bob. I think they're due in shortly. They've been out playing golf.
Well, yes, they should be in by now.
How do you do?
How do you do?
How are you?
How'd it go?
Just fine. I fired my caddy. I'm hiring a
always does.
psychiatrist next time.
We've had a lot of instances of where people have done the very same thing that Ben has done, made a comeback. We got a letter not long ago from a chap. He's out here on the coast. He came back from Korea, a hopeless cripple, and everybody felt sorry for him. He said, you'll never do anything for the rest of your life. The only person who didn't feel sorry for him was himself, and he said he was going to try to write radio scripts.
What have you got against radio? It's just blind television, that's all.
Yeah.
Well, this is really a story of a man who made a comeback. He decided he was going to try to write radio scripts, and everybody told him, no, you won't get a chance. They'll throw them in the wastebasket. Well, he decided to send them in, and he's been on 3 national hookups already. And he said that he's not only doing some good, he feels, but he's doing well, too. He's earning a living.
Doing what he wants to do.
Well, that's
Really
wonderful,
is,
Ben. Congratulations. He's writing radio scripts, isn't that great?
I told you that.
Oh, I thought Ben was doing it.
why
I've
did you
seen him use his putter. He can write them with his putter, believe me.
That's a very inspirational story, Father. You compare Ben's case to this fellow, huh?
Absolutely.
You can't compare that fellow with me because he's making a living.
Oh, you're doing pretty good.
He certainly has done since that crash. Done well, hasn't he?
You bet.
I stood on the road all day today trying to get hit by a Greyhound, but nothing happened. Didn't help my golf.
We've had repeated cases of that come in from people all over the country. Young chap, when he got out of the service, he decided he'd heard everybody complaining about bad government, and nobody doing very much. And about 4 years ago, he decided to run for the Assembly, the state legislature of Massachusetts. Everybody said, oh, you haven't got a chance. Well, he ran and he won. He's in there now doing a wonderful job.
Is this John Kennedy?
No, it was another. He just won recently. But this is a young chap who had never been in politics, never done anything before. And he's doing a wonderful job. We have it repeatedly in the teaching field, labor unions. So it's over and over again a very heartening thing if we can. And I've gotten great example from Mr. Ben here. I read a story some time ago, but it's wonderful to come and see him in person.
I've played Ben for money ever since I found out you can take it off your income tax for entertainment, you know.
Well, we owe an awful lot to all the people who have helped us all over the country in doing our work.
Well, it's a wonderful work.
Well, it's good. It's positive. It's, by the way, you told me of a song that was
You mean the old Johnny Mercer song, Accentuate the Positive?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Would you...
I don't remember all the words. I think Sonny Tuff sang it in the picture. I might have harmonized it a little bit. You gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between. Here now. It's a good sentiment. It's a very good idea. If you really drive, you find something you like to do, and get on it and accentuate it.
Well, I think as Ben was saying at different times, if you have a purpose and you be positive, well, you usually get results.
And you have to be doing something you like.
Yeah, that's right.
But he likes golf. And
well, he likes, but we're surprised.
You mentioned he wanted to write, and he was keen about it, so it doesn't work if you...
Well, I think that you're doing, I think Ben has done much more good than he realizes, too. I mean, and many people have taken to heart all over the country because of his courage and given hope and so forth. But we're going to try to, we've seen the results from in the song field, and some friends over the country, they said they would put up $1,000 a year for a song along these lines. I mean, in a positive way.
Is that just since Eisenhower's in?
No, it was...
No, they want to put on some golf tournaments? He'd win them all.
No, but we had one song come in not long ago. It was Light One Little Candle, and we gave it an award. It's, if you would, I'd appreciate it if you'd...
is this the song Perry, that Barber sang? What's his name? Perry Como?
Perry
Got a record of it. It's a very good song, but I don't know it, Father. I'll learn it here.
I gave Perry Botkin a piece of it.
Oh, did you? Hey, Perry. Yeah. Come in here and bring your harp. We'll have a go at this. Oh, I don't know it too well.
He landed?
That's all right.
How are you, Perry? Give me a chord, Perry. Well, it's better to light just one little candle than to stumble in the dark. It's better far that you light just one little candle. All you need is time. No barbershop. If we'd all say a prayer, then the world would be free. Wonderful dawn of a new day we'll see. And if everyone lit just one little candle, what a bright world this would be. Beautiful thought, Father.
Very good.
This was written for the Christopher movement?
Well, from
the
Christopher. Well, it certainly contains the ideals of your movement. Who wrote it? Roach and myself.
Yeah.
Como recorded. How come he beat me to this?
I don't know. We just let
me. All right for you. That's a beautiful song.
Well, it sums up the idea. We think with many songs, practically through anywhere, any medium you get this.
It is a beautiful thing. Did you like it? I'd like to hear somebody sing it. That'd be great.
Well, we didn't have any rehearsal. When I get warmed up, I had to take out the high finish because I know you do.
Well, I appreciate what all of you've done, but I'm going to ask Bob to do one thing before we close. There's a little prayer here, the prayer of the Christophers, the prayer of Francis of Assisi, but so many people like it when it's read and read well, and I think Bob can do that.
You think I can do this type of work? Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life.
Thank you. Very well done, Bob.
Your arms are getting a little shorter, though, aren't you?
Yeah, no, she's giving us this. I thought I focused it pretty well there.
You read it well. I dare not keep you men away from your golf any longer.
It's been most enjoyable.
Well, I thank you.
This is the most religion I've had since I saw Going My Way.
Father, thank you for including me in your work.
Well,
I think it's wonderful.
Ben,
And,
you're
I-
the one who made this.
I hope this work will continue, and I know you will, and I want to thank Bob and Bing for coming on this little thing with me.
Well, thanks a million.
Okay.
God bless you. One and
Thank
all.
you, Father.
Thanks, Bob. Very much.
Thank
God
you,
bless
Father. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ben.
So long, Ben.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Friends, the picture you've just seen was prepared in Southern California not long ago when I happened to be out there making films for our Christopher television program. In that film, a story was told. There's a story of mirth, but there's also a serious note running through it. You saw in the person of Ben Hogan, a man who has made a magnificent comeback. You heard from Ralph Kiner, the home run king, that hard work is necessary. You met Phil Harris, and then you had Bing Crosby and Bob Hope, each in their own way, emphasizing this Christopher idea as it can be applied to everyone. And you might do well to remember the prayer that Bob Hope read so well. Remember the words, especially, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Each one of us, no matter who we are, where we are, or what we are, can do something to bring peace to this world that needs peace so much. Never forget that when Christ was born, the angels sang of peace, peace on earth to men of good will. And when Christ rose from the dead, he again said, peace to you. As the Father has sent me, I also send you. Yes, you can be an instrument of peace. You can bring Christ's peace to the world. No matter who you are, where you are, you can help the true light which enlighteneth every man that come into the world. Do your part, and maybe one day let us pray that Christ himself will say to you, come, ye blessed of my Father, possess you the kingdom prepared for you from the beginning of the world. God bless you, each and every one of you.